What's up, YouTube friends? So today I'm going to show you how to make these gift card slash cash holder ornaments. They're really easy to whip up. I went ahead and customized mine. I put 2025 on here with some heat transfer vinyl as well as their name on the back. The things you're going to need to make one of these gift card slash cash holder ornaments are 2 pieces of cotton fabric that measure 6 inches by 5 inches. I'll be using different prints here, but you could just use the same if you wanted to. 1 piece of ribbon that measures 6 inches, and 1 piece of Pellon that measures 5 inches by 6 inches. And I'll be using the Pellon mid to heavyweight fusible 931 TD. So the first thing I did was go ahead and make a template, of course. So out of a heavy piece of cardstock or cardboard, I cut a 5 by 6 triangle. On the top here, I measured over 3 inches and made a mark. And from the bottom, I measured over the bottom right. I measured up 2.5 inches. I then just connected those lines and cut it off. So it's 3 at the top here and 2.5 at the bottom. Connect them and cut it off. Next, I'm going to take 1 piece of my fabric and my Pellon, and I'm just going to iron it on per the manufacturer's instructions. So I just kind of set my iron on it for 10 seconds, lift it, set it down for 10 seconds, lift it until it's all fused on. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to lay my front fabric face up. Then I'm going to place my lining fabric face down. Next, I'm just going to take my template. I'm going to lay it over that. And then just cut off that little triangle. Now at the bottom, I'm going to leave a 2-inch opening. And that's just for turning. And then I'm going to take my 6-inch piece of ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half. And then in between the top here, our little 3-inch side, I'm going to put my ribbon in between my 2 pieces of fabric. Stick a pin. And then I'm just going to stick some pins on the side here so nothing moves. Next, we're going to take this over to our sewing machine, and with the 1/4-inch seam allowance, I'm going to start at one of my pins, sew all the way around, back stitching at the beginning and the end, and leaving my little 2-inch opening open. Alright, so my stitch length is a 2.5, and I'm using a straight stitch. When I get about a 1/4 inch away from my side, I'm going to stop with my needle down, raise my presser foot, and spin. The same thing with our little cutout triangle side here. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it a 1/4 inch away. Next, I'm just going to come around and clip my corners to reduce some of that bulk, but you don't want to go through your threads. Just like that. And now we just want to turn it right side out through our little opening. And then with my bone folder or a chopstick, I'm just going to poke out my corners. And then make sure all of my seams are laying nice and flat. Now I'm just going to give this a good press. I like to just kind of give a little tug to our opening. Everything should lay nice and flat. So now I'm just going to fold this in half, and this is going to create our little pocket. I'm just going to stick a couple clips at the bottom and then one over here at the side. So it should look like that. And now I'm just going to take this back over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to top stitch with an 1/8 inch seam allowance all the way around, back stitching at the beginning and the end, and that'll close our little opening as well. So this time I'm just going to move my needle over to the right and backstitch. And just like before, this time I'm going to be about an 1/8 inch away. I'm going to stop with my needle down, raise my presser foot and spin. And just that quick and easy, your little gift card holder ornament is finished. But I'm going to personalize these. So today I'll be using my little heat press instead of the big heat press down in the basement. I got this for free a long time ago as like a product placement type of thing, where they just sent me the product for free to try it out. You can also use your home iron to do this, but I think it works better with a flat sole and not the little holes in it. So I'm going to let this heat up, and I'll bring you right back. So I'm going to iron this on per the manufacturer's instructions. It says do not use an ironing board or anything soft like that. So I just have a piece of cardboard here. Now the first one I did was cut out a 2025. I'm going to stick that in the front. Alright, so this is all heated up now. I'm going to cover it with a piece of Teflon. And then I'm just going to iron it for about 13 to 15 seconds. I just like to let it cool down a little bit and then check to see if it's stuck on there. And then I'm just going to press it again without that cover sheet for another 15 seconds. Next, I'm going to flip it over to the back, and I'm going to do the same thing with the name. This one just happens to be Carson's. Just like that. Now I made a whole bunch of these in less than an hour, probably 45 minutes. And this is the perfect gift to give to someone when you don't really know what to get them. Now this concludes what I'm giving for Christmas. So of course we have our little cash/gift card holder ornaments. In the first video we made these cute little gnome ornaments. These will be linked at the end of this video. Then we made these candy sleighs. These were a lot of fun to put together. And finally, our little Christmas baking kits. that comes with a personal hot pad, a chocolate chip cookie mix, and a holiday spatula. I hope you enjoyed these videos. If you like this video and want to see more of my videos, go down below, hit that big red subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time.